Hey everyone, my name is Adi. Today we will paint a flower with acrylic on paper. We will use palette knife and brushes. Palette knife is used to mix colors and can also be used to apply paint to the painting like a brush. In this video we will use it similarly to a stencil. I want to create a frame around the flower. I'm holding the palette knife with one hand. I put it on the petals, and with my other hand I hold a big brush with paint without water in it and paint around the palette knife. If the palette knife gets too dirty, I wipe off the color. I don't want the green color to get into the flower. I will go over the white with another color later on. As I go, I rotate the palette knife. Don't make the petals identical. It's good if there are changes in the length. In some areas there are groups of petals without gaps between them. For these cases, the white spikes should be wider to allow space for the petals. You can use different sides of the palette knife or use different palette knives. Palette knives come in different sizes and shapes. If you want, you can cover all your paper or canvas with green. Let it dry and then go over the green in the color of the flower. I wanted to do something more like a sketch. Sometimes after finishing a painting, there are leftovers of colors on the palette. If you want to use them for something but you don't know what to do, you can use the leftovers of colors to create sketches on paper just like we are doing in this video. When painting with acrylic on paper, it's better to use a thick paper and to avoid adding too much water. Add water if you feel like the paint is stuck and doesn't flow with your brush. It's better to use a different brush for each color. You can use different sides of the brush to create different shapes. I'm starting to add a light pink in the lightest areas of the flower. I'm painting in the direction of the petals. Generally speaking, I usually start to paint with the lightest colors and gradually add darker and darker colors. You can go with a light color over all the flower to create a base layer if you wish to. I usually paint in a realistic style, but it's good to paint in different styles from time to time, especially if you have been focusing on the same painting or similar paintings. Then it's refreshing to take a break from it to try something different. The petals at the middle are more dense. We can only see the tips of the further ones. I'm going to add a darker shade of pink. In the places where the petals hide one another, the darkest point in the further petal is where it's close to the petal above it. The petals aren't smooth, they have lines on them. If you use a square brush, you can use the thin side to create lines. Or if you use a pointy brush, dip just the tip of the brush in color to achieve a thin line. I am painting very loosely and I let the brush stroke show. I'm not smoothing the paint. I want to show you another technique. Dip your brush in one color and dip the tip in another color. I press the side of the brush. This way I apply two colors at the same time. I create the petal and the shadow simultaneously. This technique resembles using a stamp. I rotate the brush according to the direction of the petals. I create smaller shapes in the middle of the flower. I'm adding more shadows that are important to make the flower look three-dimensional. It is darker around the circle in the middle. I wanted to show you in this video a way to use an art tool differently than what it is designed to do. Experimenting and trying out things is part of learning. I think that it's important to be open-minded and to try new things. If you want me to make a tutorial about a certain subject or media, you can let me know in the comments. In previous videos, I said that I should make a video about color. I haven't forgotten about this. I will upload a video about color soon. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you will not miss anything. I add more green around the flower to create suggestion of leaves. I use two different greens to suggest light and shadow, and that some of the leaves are closer than the others. I wanted to leave things for the imagination and to keep it looking like a sketch. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.